When we think of giant animals, most of us imagine towering elephants or fearsome whales. But what if I told you the largest creatures that ever walked this earth were unlike anything we see today? Some were taller than a house, heavier than a bus, and ruled landscapes that no human has ever witnessed. And yet, all of them vanished. What happened to these colossal beings? The answer is more shocking than you might imagine. To understand the giants of the past, we must first travel back tens of millions of years. During the age of the dinosaurs, Earth was a different world, lush, humid, and teeming with life. The rules of survival were dictated not by speed alone, but by sheer size. Here, in this ancient world, nature experimented with scale, pushing animals to extremes we can barely comprehend today. After the cataclysmic asteroid that ended the reign of dinosaurs, a new chapter began, the Age of Mammals. From tiny shrew-like ancestors emerged creatures that would redefine the limits of size. Among them were the woolly mammoth, the giant ground sloth, and the saber-toothed cat, each a marvel of evolution, perfectly adapted to their environment. But why did these animals grow so massive in the first place? Size was survival. Being larger meant fewer predators, greater access to food, and the ability to endure harsh climates. In forests, grasslands, and frozen tundras alike, being a giant was an advantage, until the balance of nature shifted. Yet the story of these giants is not just one of awe and dominance. It's a story of fragility. For millions of years, these animals thrived. Then, suddenly, the ground shook under the footsteps of a new competitor: humans. And that is where the mystery deepens. Could our ancestors, armed with only spears and fire, have triggered the decline of creatures that no other predator could touch? Before we answer that, we must first understand how these giants came to be. What evolutionary forces drove them to unimaginable size? And which of these monsters managed to survive against the odds? The story begins over 60 million years ago. After the dinosaurs' extinction, mammals were small, cautious, and overshadowed. But the Earth was changing. New forests, open grasslands, and shifting climates created niches for growth. Some lineages took advantage, evolving larger bodies to forage wider, store energy longer, and outlast environmental extremes. By the late Pleistocene, giants roamed every continent, except Antarctica. Yet their dominance would be fleeting. As Earth healed from the asteroid that ended the dinosaurs, life began to grow. Larger. With fewer predators and vast untouched landscapes, evolution rewarded size. The climate was warmer, oxygen levels were stable, and food was abundant. This was the age of opportunity, and nature answered not with caution, but with giants. One of the first true giants was Paraceratherium, the largest land mammal to ever exist. Standing 8 meters tall and weighing as much as 20 tons, it dwarfed modern elephants. No predators could threaten it. Its size was its armor. In the oceans, an apex predator emerged: Megalodon, a 60-foot-long shark with teeth the size of human hands. It dominated ancient seas, preying on whales and sealing its place as the ocean's most terrifying giant. On land, South America became a cradle of megafauna. Giant ground sloths the size of small cars roamed forests, while flightless terror birds, up to 3 meters tall, ruled the plains with hooked beaks and bone-crushing strength. But Earth does not stand still. Roughly 2.6 million years ago, temperatures began to fall. Ice sheets spread across continents. Forests gave way to frozen deserts. This was the beginning of the Ice Age, and it would test every giant's strength. At the same time, a new species appeared, on 2 legs, smaller, weaker. but armed with something no animal had: intelligence and teamwork. Early humans did what no predator dared. They hunted giants. With strategy and fire, they challenged creatures millions of years older than themselves. As the Ice Age deepened, the giants faced a deadly combination: shrinking habitats, starving food sources, and relentless human hunters. Slowly, one by one, they disappeared. The mammoths, the saber-tooths, the giant sloths. By 10,000 years ago, most were gone. But this is not just a story of extinction. It is a warning. Because the forces that wiped out the giants, climate change, and humans, are still here today. Today, only echoes of those ancient giants remain. The African elephant, the blue whale, they are the last survivors of a world once ruled by titans. But just like their extinct ancestors, they too are now facing a familiar enemy: us. During the last ice age, nearly 70% of Earth's large animals disappeared. Today, scientists report that we are losing species at over 100 times the natural rate. Elephants are killed for ivory every 15 minutes. Blue whales, the largest animal to ever live, now number only a few thousand. History isn't just repeating, it's accelerating. Climate change, one of the same forces that ended the Age of Giants, is happening again. But this time, it's not an asteroid or glaciers causing it. It's us. Deforestation, carbon emissions, melting ice caps. They are reshaping the world faster than nature can adapt. When we walk into a museum and stare at the bones of mammoths and giant sloths, we are not just looking at the past. We're looking at a mirror. These creatures disappeared not because they were weak, but because the world around them changed too fast. And today, we are the ones changing that world.